Hey, it's your boy. And y'all remember when, what was his name? Peter Dinklage was shitting on fans for not liking the last season of Game of Thrones because, according to him, the quote unquote people were mad because the pretty white people weren't flying away on dragons. Only to find out that it's those exact same pretty white people that weren't happy that people were good. It was a good ending. Were also the people putting food on his fucking table. And there was another controversy where he blasted Disney over the having dwarves in the whole Seven Dwarfs movie for Snow White, and there were seven actors with dwarfism that would have had a job, but since Peter Dinklage opened his fucking mouth, they ended up losing their jobs, and Disney just replaced them from the seven dwarfs with seven tiny, multi diverse characters in a European folklore. What the fuck just happened to the site I was on? Oh, gotta love the ads. What the fuck is this? And then obviously Rachel Ziegler, whatever her name is, also started blasting the fans for being like, okay, so why is the or is it the mother or the grandmother? I don't know. Whoever it's been a while. The mother was actually looked hot, but the Snow White character was just like looking like the girl next door, which again in universe makes absolutely no sense because it was the mother that was ashamed of Snow White, or the grandmother, who was ashamed of Snow White for looking prettier than her, and people were like, "So why do this?" And obviously Rachel Ziegler started going after the fans, and people were like, okay, well, guess we'll just chalk this under a movie we're not going to see. But now, apparently, I've heard the story of Snow White has went through an entire story rewrite, which is why I'm even making this video, because after a while, I just stopped caring. But now I'm like, well, they're doing this from the ground up. So apparently, Disney's live action Snow White under fire for replacing seven dwarfs with magical creatures of all sizes, genders, all sizes, comma genders, no period. This is just a weird, and they have parentheses twice. Just a weird fucking title. So Disney's forthcoming live action Snow White is under fire for being so politically correct that it's reimagining the seven dwarfs as magical creatures of all sizes and genders. Why not just hire the original fucking actors? Like, I get it. Peter Dinklage opened his fucking mouth. Because, again, his story is one of success. Despite having dwarfism, he still managed to land roles in Game of Thrones, which I don't think that's the only role he landed, but it sure as hell made him popular. And now apparently he wants to kick the ladder from under him, so he climbed the ladder based off his looks, got rich, and now he's trying to kick the ladder down for other people, and it's just pure cynicism, right? Like, he's not a dumb person. He wants to maintain, apparently he wants to maintain and have a monopoly on being the short guy in Hollywood or on Disney, which, whatever, but again, it's just amazing how Disney was like, okay, let's just fire them and replace it with just seven short people of diverse races. Anyway, the film, which is slated for release next year with Hispanic actress Rachel Ziegler as the fairy tale heroine, made waves this week. Oh, and also, apparently there's not going to be a prince in this movie because Disney has completely gone away with that, so they're moving towards this new trope, towards this new fad that apparently Snow White is a independent, strong woman that doesn't need no prince. Which, okay, whatever. But you don't have to. It doesn't have to be Snow White. You know, you can make Snow White the way it's supposed to be, and then just make a movie that's like you can have both these things, like, but instead they're making something that they know isn't going to sell, they know is going to flop, and like the directors know and the writers know this isn't going to go well, and these are the same people who are complaining that AI is replacing them. It's like, yeah, this is the type of work that's coming out. This is the type of story writing, directing, and see even the CGI looked fucked up. Like, I'm honestly not surprised if they're going to be replaced. Anyway, made what heroine? You mean protagonist? Heroine. Such a weird. Anyway, made waves this week as the Snow White stand-in was seen wandering around Bedfordshire, England, followed by a goggle of brightly colored friends of various genders, races, and size, modernizing the 1937 film. Not everyone is bewitched by the Mouse House modern take on fairy. No one's no one's bewitched. People are just apathetic. They're like, oh, you know, it's Disney, fast food of entertainment, whatever. As critics begin to attack the set photo with some calling them unbelievable attack. So that's the age we live in. Criticism equals attack. Go broke. One Twitter user wrote. I mean, this is 100% correct. And again, people see this and they're like, "Oh, well, you're just some fucking idiot." No, this is an actual phenomenon. Like, and again, the woke isn't the problem. That's the symptom. The problem is these movies are a remake, a remaster, a prequel, a sequel. The problem is the CGI is garbage. The artistic direction is garbage. The storytelling is garbage. The CGI, I've already said it, like, everything's just trash. Like, okay, they're making an original movie, but everything else is just a remake. And they're doing away with what made the original good. Because they're incapable of being, you know, like that. If they could just do the exact same thing that they had, say, in the 1937 film, no one would like. I think people would watch it just out of principle, but they can't do that because they think, oh, pissing people off gives them clicks, gives them this, gives them that. They have the exact same mentality of the goofy IRL streamers in fucking Japan. It's like, if you can just act a fool and piss people off, it equals clicks, it equals clout. It's like, and these are grown ass adults that make these decisions in Disney, and it just boggles my fucking mind that they have the mindset of fucking toddlers. Another said, it looks like the woke don't care much for dwarves, and they have a girl swerf now. I don't care about the female dwarves, but if you don't give them beards, 0 out of 10. Movie sucks. I'd give it a 1 out. I'm giving it a 1 out of 10 anyway. But if the female dwarves don't have beards, 0 out of 10. Like, take that, wokey. At least in this photo, she looks alright. But I think they're just the name of the film, Snow White and the Seven Diversity Hires. But yes, this is exactly the problem. Like, okay, it is European folklore, and they're trying to current day it, which is a problem I have for it. Where's the dwarf equity? Yeah, see, this is what it originally was. Like, what the fuck is this supposed to be? That guy looks like Antonio Dotson. You know, you remember the hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband? And stand-in Rachel Ziegler, Snow White, smiles as she was spotted filming in Bedfordshire, England. The remake has garnered tons of criticism for being woke. Yeah, again, like this is a term that even your bus driver probably knows. Like the mailman, the garbage driver, like the people on the ground knows what this means. Like you don't even have to explain this to them. They know what's going on. Like I don't think I need to explain it again, but you know, apparently what people mean by woke, it means well, you know, just they mean again another remake. One, it's not nowhere near the original, which is two. Three, that obviously in European folklore they have to have diversity and people of different colors, which again is fine in movies. But if you're trying to tell a particular story from a particular era, like I mean, again, people would rather be sold the illusion that it is from that rather than goofy modernization. I mean, these are probably good actors. I don't know, but oh, and they make the protagonist look as plain as humanly possible because, of course, they do. And I mean, that's just the cliff notes. That's my cliff notes of what people mean by woke. Like there's a whole Bible of what woke actually means, but that's the general idea. The seven dwarfs have been modernized. Yep, modernized according to Disney, and are now billed as magical creatures of all different shapes, sizes, and genders. Like they cannot help themselves. Just hire the seven actors with dwarfism that you had earlier. Nobody will care. Like, are you incapable of just doing that? I mean, no one's gonna care about the movie anyway because it's just another remake. But I mean, they're doing it like that. How far do you want to dig this hole? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. It's not the only modernization the film made, as it has announced. It was announced earlier that there will be no Prince Charming. Yep, see, they're doing away with this, because of course they are. Coming to save the lost Snow White, but instead focus more on the main character following her leadership dreams. Yeah. Live action version has been received immense backlash since it was announced. Game of Thrones actor fucking this goofball who sorry I got something in my throat. This goofy ass right here who has dwarf has been criticized the film early on his portrayal of the disability. It's seven actors that would have had a fucking job if this goofy ass man didn't open his fucking mouth. They would have had a job. They would have had a paycheck. But he wants a monopoly on dwarfism. He wants to be the face of it. But then they completely dropped the seven actors who would have had a job and would have had a role. And now we get this. Like, well, who the fuck is this supposed to be? Who the fuck is this supposed to be? Literally, no offense to anyone, but I was a little taken aback when they were very proud to cast a Latina actress as Snow. Again, they don't care about the person. They don't care about Rachel Ziegler. They care the fact, like, what the... Okay, so she happens to be Latina, and they're flipping shit about this. It's like, okay. I mean, didn't she star in Westworld? I think she had other movies, too. I think she's also starring in the new, the prequel to the fucking, not Mockingjay, Hunger Games, whatever the hell that's supposed to be. And Peter Dinklage is also in it, so that's two reasons not to see the damn movie, or at least if I do want to watch it. That may sell the high seas. But anyway, but you're still telling the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, he said. Yeah, I mean, this is completely valid criticism right here. I mean, you're progressive in one way, but then you still make the effing backward story about seven dwarves living in a cave together. What the fuck are you doing, man? Have I done nothing to advance the cause from my soapbox? I guess I'm not allowed to. Who the fuck said this? I mean, again, if you're trying to tell it's the story, I mean, you can make little changes here and there, but again, at this point, it's a selling point. If they're like, oh, we're just gonna stick to the story, people would just watch it out of fucking principle. That's why Disney said it was taking a different approach to avoid reinforcing what fucking stereotypes? It's English folklore. Stereotypes. They're dwarfs. They're creatures that don't even exist. I mean, there's people with dwarfism, but dwarfs as in, like, if the fairy tales, as in, like, you know, fantasy, they don't exist. They don't exist. Huh? From the original film. Yeah, see, this was completely fine. Like, this goof ass right here, and this, I hate my fans. Or I hate, like, I don't think she's the one that hates her fans. I think she's the one that's like proud the fact that she had no idea about the film or the original, and they just hired her basically because of that. We're taking a different approach on these seven characters and have been consulting with members of dwarfism community. Huh? What? Ziegler, who made her film about debut as Maria to Steven Spielberg's 2021 remake of West Side Story, defends the Snow White change. Of course, she's the actress. They probably tell her to do that. Like, she probably has like a manager. I mean, most actors do have managers that negotiate their pay and be like, oh, well, you need to defend this. I mean, it's your job. I mean, of course she's gonna defend it. If you were to make me the Snow White, I'd fucking defend it. She probably makes more money than I'll ever see in my life. People making these jokes about our being the PC Snow White. Where it's like, yeah, it is, but because it's needed. That she told Vanity Fair on the phone. What do you mean is it's needed? What's needed is to stop fucking making remakes for the 97th fucking time. Two, if you just cannot help yourself, just stick to the original. It's an 85-year-old cartoon. Now our version is refreshing. No, it's not refreshing story about a young woman who has functions beyond someday my prince will come. No, that's not the point of Snow White. Like, they're both equal. Like, the prince and the princess are equally as important, and even the dwarves. Like, do they just not want to hire multiple main roles? Is that the thing that's going on? Like, see, because I've noticed this in most Marvel movies, like, or at least up until, what was it, Doctor Strange? Apparently they just don't want to really hire people that says anything more than just quippy one-liners and current day ha-ha funny nonsense. Because that would actually require some level of writing. Apparently they just don't want to do that, but anyway. The upcoming is written by Barbie, director of Greta Gerwig. And the upcoming remake was written by Barbie, director Greta Gerwig, and directed by Mark Webb. If it's written by by the maker of Barbie, I mean, it ought to be interesting. But whatever. I mean, I'm done. My take on this is it probably just shouldn't happen, but it's like they can't help themselves. So, what the fuck's going on here? But whatever. See ya.